back at the Gateway City, downtown St. Louis, and our coverage of quarterfinal Friday of Arch Madness. It's brought to you by Coventry Healthcare and Aetna Company. Game 2 coming up as the Evansville Aces take on the Redbirds from Illinois State. Quick look at the brackets and our game 1 already in the books. Wichita State takes care of business over Southern Illinois, not without a dog fight. 56-45, the final as the Shockers wait to take on the winner. This one coming up, Illinois State and Evansville. Of course, we have the doubleheader tonight, Northern Iowa Bradley, Indiana State taking on the Loyola Ramblers. Scott Warman back with you, and of course, a really surprising, terrific game 1. 4-5 matchup is always one of the best that we have in quarterfinal Friday of Arch Madness. And when you look at the Evansville Purple Aces, you look at the Illinois State Redbirds, these two teams are loaded with a lot of talent, and they can get after each other. Illinois State, by the way, has won both regular season matchups between these two teams. In fact, they just played last Saturday in an overtime affair in Evansville. The Redbirds come out on top. Now, these two teams also, as we take a look at the tail of the tape, are streaking into this afternoon's game. For the Illinois State Redbirds right now, as you see some of their numbers, they have a 4-game winning streak heading into this quarterfinal matchup. And for Evansville, it's on the flip side. They have a 3-game losing streak. But think about it. They lost Illinois State last Saturday. The other 2 games, Wichita State and Northern Iowa. They've got the inside-outside game Evansville does of Ballantyne and Miscavicius. And, of course, for Illinois State, they have Devon Akun-Purcell, the newcomer of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference, along with Paris Lee and the shot-blocking machine of Reggie Lynch. This should be a terrific matchup. Redbirds and Aces. Standing by to bring it to you, John Rooney and Mark Adams, and they come your way next as we continue with our coverage of Arch Madness 2015.
Missouri Valley Men's Basketball Tournament in St. Louis, and we're at Scott Trade Center for Evansville against Illinois State. It's a 4-5 matchup on the bracket. With Mark Adams, I'm John Rooney, and welcome inside Scott Trade Center. The 4-5 matchup is always intriguing. I was looking forward to that when I saw we had the assignment, and it's an assignment that features the big guys in the Missouri Valley Conference.
You're ready to see 2 of the best big men in America. One's a junior, the other is a sophomore. Let's start with the junior, Egidius Miscavicius. He's number 7 in the country in double-doubles with 17. That's the good news. The bad news is he did not play well against Illinois State in the loss on Saturday with only 6 points and 7 rebounds. How about Reggie Lynch? This big guy is blossoming every single game. An intimidating shot blocker. And when the Redbirds run their offense through Reggie Lynch, he can be dynamite. He averaged over 14 points a game versus Evansville this season. These are 2 great bigs, John, going head to head in the Valley quarterfinals.
And both of those big guys, they're all defensive team members in the Missouri Valley Conference. And courtside with us, let's welcome in Tom Ackerman.
John, with Evansville losing twice against Illinois State, Egidius Miscavicius was asked, what was it that made them tough on you? He said they're physical. He said we have to match their physicality. DJ Ballantyne said the team is motivated to not let it happen a 3rd time. And Marty Simmons said as for playing this team 6 days later, nothing really different. At this point, they're familiar with each other. He does think it's going to be a very competitive game. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. A presentation of Casey's General Store. Casey's, famous for pizza. Ballantyne and Miscavicius, joined by the coach's son, Blake Simmons, Adam Wing, the junior, and Jalen Brown, the sophomore guard. For Illinois State, very talented team. Paris Lee and Deshaun Knight. Devon Akun-Purcell, the outstanding guard for the Redbirds, with Deontay Hawkins, and the big shot blocker, Reggie Lynch, the sophomore center. Back to John and Mark.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. And as we take a look over at the bench for the Evansville Purple Aces, the players are huddled around Marty Simmons. Simmons, in his 8th season as the coach at Evansville, he played at Evansville after transferring from Indiana and has won 121 games as the head man of the Purple Aces, using that motion offense and getting the best he can out of Egidius Miscavicius, the big man in the middle. Of course, they have the great scorer in B.J. Ballantyne. On the other side, it's Dan Muller. He's an Illinois State Hall of Famer. He helped the Redbirds to 4 straight postseason appearances as a player from 1994 to 1998. And you see his coaching record in his 3rd season at Illinois State. The big key for Coach Muller is getting past the close games. And he did the last time out, beating Evansville in overtime. Let's check out our series history, a presentation of Coventry Healthcare and Aetna Company. Visit CoventryHealthcare.com for more information. Health, wellness, Coventry Healthcare. It's the 52nd meeting between these two schools, a series that dates back to 1952, and the Redbirds hold the advantage. It's their fourth meeting in Arch Madness. Illinois State has won 2 out of 3 so far. And how about our keys to the game with Mark Adams, made possible by Frontier Communications, your best choice for phone, TV, and high-speed internet services.
Let's start with Evansville. DJ and the Big E. DJ's played well, dropped 20 in that overtime loss. The Big E's got to play better. Agidius Miscavicius and outboard the Redbirds. They were out-rebounded by 14 against one of the great rebounding teams in the country. For Illinois State, it's about steals and blocks, as we're looking at Paris Lee and also Reggie Lynch, 2 of the best in the country.
The bigs are in the middle in orange. It's Agidius Miscavicius. Reggie Lynch in white with the red trim for Illinois State. Illinois State with the ball, and there's Paris Lee. Lee handles the ball so well. He's good distributing the ball, and on defense, he can pick a pocket. Low. There is Lynch for 2. How about that right out of the gate?
Boy, he just keeps getting better and better. Reggie Lynch against Agidius Miscavicius. That is a matchup you want to watch. 22 in white versus 55 in orange for Evansville.
And there's DJ Ballantyne. Ballantyne wearing 31. 3 is Jalen Brown. Simmons gives it up to Wing, who was injured a portion of the season in the Missouri Valley, but he's back, and he gives them some great leadership. From the baseline, Adam Wing, short. And there's Deshaun Knight.
You know, John, you brought up early on that Illinois State, they've won big and they've lost close, except for their last game. And I've said all season long, as soon as this team learns to win those close games, watch out for Illinois State. Well, they just won one. So they're extremely confident right now in their ability to close out late game situations.
And Mark, what are you talking about? 2 or 3 possessions in those close games where it could have put them over the top and really changed their season?
Deshaun Knight made the critical basket to win that game at Evansville in overtime.
Blake Simmons, he was able to get a hand in the face of Devon Akun-Purcell, and it's out of bounds as Purcell didn't even draw iron. And now Evansville on the attack with a 2-0 Illinois State lead on a great move along the baseline by Reggie Lynch. Brown low. Miscavicius was wide open as he was able to shake Lynch for just a split second.
So Lynch does it on one end, and Miscavicius returns the favor on the opposite end.
Touche. And we have a 2-2 game. Lynch at the high post. 23 is Hawkins. Deontay Hawkins. He's a good talent.
Good double team right there.
And a foul out of the double team with Wing coming over to help Miscavicius, and Adam Wing picks up his first foul.
Reggie Lynch loses vision on the backside. A good screen up top, and Miscavicius comes right off ready to play. That's why it's hard to play against Evansville. They run that motion offense, and if you lose vision on the backside, they will cut you to death.
Michelav Brazoya in the ballgame now. He's a member of the MVC all-bench team that was announced this week as part of Arch Madness. Paris Lee at the point. Now the double team, he found an open man, but the pass is too tall for Lynch. And off the back of the backboard and down to Ballantyne and Evansville. Brazoya going low, and it's out of bounds. Miscavicius was too close to the baseline, and the ball belongs to the Redbirds.
I like what both teams are doing here early in the game. They are definitely running their offense for Illinois State and Dan Muller. They're getting Reggie Lynch the basketball, and they are so much more efficient offensively when they do that. Likewise for Evansville. Both these big guys are getting touches early. I like it.
And the more Reggie Lynch touches the basketball, he's getting better and better on the offensive end. That shot won't go, and a volley for the rebound. It belongs to Miscavicius. He averages 9.9 a game. One
and done, John. That's so critical for Evansville to get every defensive rebound.
Here is Ballantyne. Count it. DJ Ballantyne's first shot. He averages 19 points a game. He had a career high of 43 at UNI on the 29th of January last year.
I have a feeling about that kid today. I think he's going to have a big game.
Look at Knight. He answers Deshaun Knight's first field goal as he averages 13.9 a game, and he hit the game-winning shot with 2 seconds left in overtime to beat Evansville on Saturday.
It was the biggest shot of the season for Illinois State.
Well, considering all the close calls, they'd come up short.
Yep.
Brown bringing it back out high. Valentine to the corner, and a shot for three goes down.
Because the defense is so focused on DJ Ballantyne, he brought 2 defenders to him, and Blake Simmons was wide open in the ball side corner.
He's not going to miss many of those, and that counts. Here's what you were talking about with DJ Ballantyne, Mark.
Watch the defenders, how they are so focused on DJ Ballantyne. Look at the white jerseys come to him, and Blake Simmons is wide open in the corner. And that's when you know you're good. When the entire defense is rotating toward you, and then you can give it up to your teammates to make them better. Man, DJ Ballantyne is good.
Berzoya with the foul, and a three-point play for Reggie Lynch. Give him 5 in the first half, and Illinois State a 7-7 tie with Evansville. And that's coming off the 3 that was made by Blake Simmons a moment ago. So a 3 on the other end ties it up. That was the old-fashioned three-point play. Berzoya with Brown out high. Evansville in the orange with the blue numbers and white trim.
I like the way Evansville moves the basketball.
There you go, Mark. You had the feeling. 4 so far for Ballantyne.
He moves so well without the ball. He comes off of picks shoulder to hip. He's just really, really good without the basketball.
From the corner, what a nice open shot for Hawkins. 10 all.
Deontay Hawkins out of my hometown, Dayton, Ohio. They make them tough in Dayton, John.
I know they do, Mark. But he didn't miss up the open opportunity. Got his feet set, and the same can be said there for Berzoya. That's a 3 ball.
Mislav Berzoya has suffered from a hand injury late in the season. It's affected his ability to shoot the basketball. He looked fine right there. That's good news for the Aces.
There's another open look. And Hawkins has his last 2 field goals, but nothing but bottoms.
When you can bring a guy off the bench and he's locked and loaded, ready to make shots right now, that is a luxury for Dan Mueller.
But guys like that, Mark, they get that first shot down, leave them open again. That second shot, wow. They're set up for a big day.
Nate Buss for Northern Iowa is just like that.
He is.
Paul Jesperson as well.
And we'll see them tonight as Evansville grabs the lead. Jaylen Brown with his first field goal. He had a season high of 15 points against USF in November. Look out. This is a little too strong. And the ball is slapped over to Ballantyne from Miscavicius.
I really like the way Evansville is rebounding the ball early in this game. And they're also getting DJ Ballantyne a lot of great looks.
And Deontay Hawkins, who hit 2 threes on the offensive end, cleaned the glass that time. Inside it's Jones, but Jones was shoved. Number 55, Miscavicius, with his first foul. A back and forth start to this one. The quarterfinals of Arch Madness. Inside, outside. The outside shots look good as well. We'll be back. What energy to open up our second game of the day here at Arch Madness with Evansville on top by 2 over Illinois State in the first half. The home of a variety of unique cultural and sports attractions, St. Louis offers families on a budget more free attractions than any city outside the nation's capital. Plan your next trip to St. Louis by logging on to ExploreSt.Louis.com. With Mark Adams, I'm John Rooney. Evansville and Marty Simmons, that is, has always been a fan of the motion offense through college and the way he has employed it as a coach, and he has the players for it, Mark.
He really does. When you've got DJ Ballantyne that knows how to read screens and come off screens, man, it makes the defenders just stretch, which gives you some opportunities for dribble drive and things inside. Here's the good news for Evansville. They were 2 for 18 combined beyond the arc versus Illinois State in the 2 earlier beatings. They're 3 for 4 today. Great start for Evansville.
And Illinois State's 2 out of 3 behind the arc so far. Here is Akun Purcell dishing, and they just couldn't score it as McIntosh missed the close-in shot.
And one and done again for Illinois State. This is different than the previous two matchups when Illinois State owned the offensive glass.
There's 15, Justin McLeod out there hounding the ball out of the 2-3 zone in the point.
And why are they going 2-3 zone? Because Illinois State had a tough time getting through those motion screens.
Inside, Ballantyne for the turnaround. Ballantyne kind of went to his right, fading away just a little bit because John Jones was in his way.
They should have used the glass. Usually an Evansville player uses the glass.
And usually he does. Here's McIntosh dumping it for Jones, who puts it in with the left hand. John Jones' first field goal.
Well, there are some big bodies, including John Jones at 6'9", 262, that Dan Muller can go to.
Lajoya at the point. Number 2 is Christian Benson. Lajoya going low for David Howard. Howard didn't play in the game Saturday, and there's a block shot inside. Loose ball, out of bounds, Evansville.
Illinois State getting it inside right here as John Jones contributes. He's a big body. And then look at that rejection by Jones defensively.
That was Reggie Lynch style as Jones went to the bench and Lynch just came back in.
You love a guy that knows his role. John Jones knows he's got to make the easy baskets and go get your rebounds. He had 9 rebounds in that overtime win versus Evansville. Brought some good energy off the bench right there.
Way out high for number 2, Christian Benson. Ballantyne looking for Wing at the free throw line.
But when you catch the ball in that mid space around the elbow, you got to square up. Wing didn't even look at the basket right there.
And Benson, he drew some contact, no foul called. As Illinois State takes it the other way with Paris Lee, and back out high for Dejon Knight, a senior from Baltimore, Maryland.
Watch the block-offs, how physical Evansville is when the shot goes up. If they don't block off, Illinois State will devour offensive rebounds.
A shot for 3, and that's off to the left. The white jerseys are around the ball, and it's out of bounds, and that's off Illinois State. Evansville will have the ball when we return from this break. Just under 12 minutes to go in the first half. Nothing has been decided. We have a long way to go here in Arch Madness in St. Louis. Dog Chow, help keep him strong. Dog Chow strong. As we play here in the quarterfinals of Arch Madness, the regular season ended with Wichita beating Northern Iowa on the last day to get the number 1 seed. Wichita State has already won. Northern Iowa will play tonight. And we'll see Indiana State later on tonight. Illinois State, Evansville. As Illinois State beat Evansville, the final game of the regular season, they're matching up here in Arch Madness, number 4 against number 5 in the brackets. And DJ Ballantyne, he's hurting, Mark.
He rolled his ankle on that rebound on the right-hand block, and he's been gingerly taking care of that ankle since the timeout. He's gone ahead and tightened up the straps a little bit on his shoes. We'll see if he comes back sooner rather than later.
Number 4, Dwayne Gibson is in, a sophomore from Cleveland, Ohio, for Evansville. He has the ball right now on the wing. Rajoya, bullet pass low, and a foul as Miscavige just went up for the close-in shot.
Watch Ballantyne as he rolls his ankle. He'll be on the left-hand side of your screen as he comes down right there. And he rolled his ankle, and now he's on the bench. This is a huge story in this game if he can come back and play, because he's such an integral part of the offense, the leading scorer in the Missouri Valley Conference, one of the top 30 scorers in the country.
And that's 2 years running, the leading scorer in the MVC. Yeah. One more here for Egidius Miscavige, an 83% free throw shooter. He was off by plenty on the first one. Perfect on number 2. 3 points so far for Miscavige. First team All-MVC and a member of the MVC All-Defensive Team. Paris Lee, Deontay Hawkins, and a turnover. Adam Wing there for Evansville. Gibson in the front court. There's Wing with the open shot inside. He got inside the lane, and about a 10-footer goes.
That's what I talked about 3 possessions ago with Adam Wing. You've got to be an offensive threat from that dead spot of the zone. You can't assume that Reggie Lynch is just going to block everything.
That was blocked. Blake Simmons is having a good first half. He triggered that play and dunked for Miscavicius with a great catch and an even better finish.
Watch Evansville defensively as Miscavicius rotates on that bottom shoulder and gets that big left paw in the passing lane. And watch how the defense is put in a precarious situation because Adam Wing finds the dead spot of the zone. And how about Egidius Miscavicius on the dead sprint and the deposit? The big E running the floor right there and passes everybody in a Redbird jersey.
What a catch he made, Mark, as the pass was not quite on the hip, but he had to reach back for it. But with all of his momentum, he was able to finish strong with a dunk.
Now, this kid could really be special. And when you look at Evansville's loss, he did not play well in the home game at Evansville, the overtime loss to Illinois State last Saturday. He's playing much, much better here today in St. Louis when it counts the most.
Akun Purcell open. Wing fighting for the loose ball along with Deontay Hawkins out of bounds to Evansville. Evansville to play it in.
So far, Illinois State has 0 offensive rebounds.
Now Evansville up the floor. Wayne Gibson.
And Illinois State averages over 13 offensive rebounds a game. That's number 20 in the country. Evansville doing an excellent job on the glass.
The lob for Miscavicius and Brazoria with the assist.
What an excellent read by Mislav Brazoria. Just throws it up to the big guys. He saw 2 white jerseys coming right at him.
And Lynch going toward the baseline is fouled as Wing got in his way along with Miscavicius. And it's on Miscavicius, his second foul.
Look how the defenders all come to Brazoria and there's no backside rotation. And so Miscavicius just deposits right there. Man, is that good offensive execution. Great recognition by Brazoria.
Now Miscavicius goes to the bench with 2 fouls. Illinois State's ball, under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Knight for 3. And we have a foul, a push-off, and it's on McIntosh. Kyle McIntosh's first foul. Let's talk about Missouri. Enjoy the show. Order your free travel guide and start planning your next getaway at visitmo.com. That's visitmo.com. DJ Ballantyne back in, Mark.
Well, that's good news for Aces fan because he really came down hard on that right ankle. We'll see now how he can move without the basketball.
Gibson at the point now, along with Wing, Simmons, Howard, and Ballantyne on the floor for Evansville.
Keep your eye on 31. See how he moves.
Simmons drawing some contact and a steal as Knight runs the floor and then throws it away. And there's Simmons again, right in the middle of it. Blake is having a very good first half.
Evansville really scoring against turnovers.
And a foul on the drive by Wing. And another foul on Mikhail McIntosh. That's his second.
It's a 7-0 run right now for Evansville. 4 of those points are points off of turnovers, John. Right now, Evansville definitely the aggressor by rebounding and by getting some turnovers and turn them into points.
There is Simmons. Gibson. And he was able to hand off to David Howard for the easy 2. Howard had the position and he cashed in.
And credit Dwayne Gibson with recognition of the defense.
As Paris Lee took the shot, a foul called on the play, and there will be 2 free throws coming up here. The foul was on Dwayne Gibson, his first. Paris Lee.
It's so hard, and I've been in this situation before, when you play a team back-to-back within a week, coming out of the regular season, then into the tournament. I had a team that did the exact same thing, and we lost on the road, played on the neutral floor in the Mid-Continent Conference back then, and won. It's just so hard to prepare your kids because you smart from that loss for several days, and I had my time with my team, and believe me, we were smarting from it. We knew we could win, and we did.
Ferris Lee, a 71% free throw shooter, goes 0 for 2 on that trip. Inside 9 minutes left in the first half, and Evansville trying to build on a 24-15 lead. Valentine lost the ball to McLeod. Hawkins dunks it. Deontay Hawkins has 8.
Justin McLeod comes off the bench and did an excellent job of denial of Blake Simmons and forced the turnover. Man, did he bring energy off the bench. That's a good role player right there. Number 15 in white, Justin McLeod.
Valentine tried the hook pass. That was deflected to McLeod. McLeod stops, pops, short. And a foul on Howard, who was backing his man Jones away from the ball.
Watch McLeod get out and deny right there. Look at his stance right there. He's in the passing lane and goes after the ball on the weak bounce pass. I love guys that come off the bench, they know their role, and they execute. And that's exactly what McLeod did. And the beneficiary was Deontay Hawkins, who's also played well off the bench.
Here's Hawkins looking inside. Jones tries to drop in the one-hander, and he does. Nice touch on that for John Jones, who has 4 in the first half. 8 minutes left until halftime. 24-19 Evansville. And a timeout. Marty Simmons asking for time, and he gets it. It's a 30-second timeout at that. Marty Simmons talking to Howard, who committed the foul just a moment ago. And Howard has come on since Egidius Miscavicius picked up his second personal foul.
You know, for Marty Simmons, it's really pretty easy. There's 2 ways to lose this game. One is by turnovers. The other is giving up the offensive glass. And the turnovers right now have caused problems for Evansville. They've had 3 turnovers on their last 4 trips down the floor. And guess what? Illinois State is really, really athletic. And Dan Moeller is more than happy to allow his team to play defense his way and offense their way. Attack the rack.
And that score is doing the Titan up there, the old Archie Bell and the Drells. They're from Houston, Texas, you know.
I love it. I had no idea I was going to get an Archie Bell and the Drells reference today in the quarterfinals of the Valley Tournament. Welcome to Arch Madness with John Rooney.
Neither did I, but it just happened to show up. And so the score reflects the turnovers for Evansville. Let's find out what we have here with the whistle and a foul stopping play. And we'll be right back. We'll resume here with 7:42 to go in the first half. St. Louis, Missouri, it's Arch Madness. Evansville against Illinois State. And thanks to Mark Adams, Archie Bell and the Drells are trending now on Twitter as Evansville has a 24-19 lead in the first half over Illinois State here at Arch Madness. Today's Subway MVC Scholar Athlete of the game is Evansville's number 44, David Howard, a sophomore center from Nashville, Tennessee. Howard averages 3 points, 1.2 rebounds a game, shooting 57% from the field this season. Howard, who has a 3.598 grade point average in accounting and finance, scored a career-high 16 points. He added them up against IUPUI on December 6th.
Couldn't we just round him up to a 3.6?
Why not?
You know, I want to give him the extra 2 points just because of the rear end chewing that he just got from his coach coming off the bench. That's worth at least the 3.6 GPA.
And here we go with the inbounds pass by Blake Simmons.
Valentine is noticeably limping on that right ankle. He's just not as explosive.
The shot from the corner for 3, out of bounds it goes. That skimmed the rim and then was knocked out. Evansville's ball from the baseline. Off the bench for Evansville, Bezoya will come back in.
You know, with Valentine's ankle situation, he's going to be fine till halftime. It's going to be interesting to see how he comes out from halftime.
Yeah, after he has a chance to sit, and then that ankle has a chance to do the tighten up.
I mean, he's limping on that on that ankle.
There's Valentine with the pass low. Looked like he was going to take the shot, but Howard couldn't finish. And a foul is called. This is on Howard. 1-1 coming up for Illinois State. The second foul on David Howard. Now off the bench, Jalen Moore, a 6'7", 230-pound senior from Olive Branch, Mississippi for Evansville.
You know, DJ Valentine did such a good job of setting up David Howard, just not able to finish. Even on one leg, DJ Valentine is still a dangerous offensive weapon.
Bobby Hunter connects on the front end of a 1-1. Hunter did not play in the overtime win for Illinois State against Evansville on Saturday, but he's had a rough go of it down the stretch of the Valley.
His last 8 games, he's averaged only 2 points a game, shot 23% from the floor and 11% from the three-point line. He did not play against Evansville the last time out. A little brain surgery there to getting back refocused. Just a free throw.
So 1 out of 2 for Bobby Hunter that trip. 7:08 and counting in the first half. Wing, and we have a whistle away from the ball in the lane, and a foul called. And this is against Wills, Tony Wills, who just came into the game a moment ago.
Yeah, Illinois State's being very physical with DJ Valentine. They're trying to bump him off of his routes off the screens.
5 fouls for Illinois State.
Akun Purcell, number 44 in white, on DJ Valentine, also doing the same thing.
And another foul on Wills. 2 quick fouls on Wills, the sophomore from Indianapolis.
Focus on 31 in orange. See how physical they are with him.
Off the glass, Jalen Moore gets his first field goal.
Jalen Moore came off the bench for David Howard and immediately came in and finished a simple play. Well done coming off the bench.
A 6-point lead for Evansville. Deshaun Knight using up the dribble. Hunter slashing. The 3-point attempt, no good by Wills. Here's Hunter. Off to the right with his 3-point shot. And Hunter shooting only 11% from 3-point range over his last 8 games.
How about Adam Wing in the block off? He's just so physical. Number 12 in orange. He's one of those guys that you don't notice a lot. He just wins.
Here's Berzoya going in, and he was fouled. He was challenging John Jones, and Jones committed the personal, his first.
You know, Adam
Berzoya
Wing
goes to the line, Mark.
Adam Wing is one of those guys. Mitch Holtis likes to say that different guys lead the league in non-stat stats. That's kind of like what Adam Wing does. He just does all those little things, the little block off right there to allow his team to get a rebound. He's very physical defensively. He's undersized in a lot of ways. He plays bigger simply because he's just so physical. Wing will take a blow, but I love the way that kid plays.
There are guys that do all of that, and those who work so well without the ball, and they're usually rewarded in the scoring column because they find an opening where they can get a high percentage shot.
Well, loose balls, things like that.
Yes.
All those balls that drop below your shoulder and you got to go get it. Evan Wessel is the best at it, I think. I think he's one of the best, if not the best in the country at going and getting loose balls.
So Berzoya goes 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. He has 4 points in the first half. It's a 7-point lead for Evansville. Coming down to 6 minutes left, Lynch, double team, left hand, and he's off the mark.
Lynch has a huge size advantage inside. They're trying to take advantage of it.
Valentine, he's watched by Knight. Pass low that was intended for Jalen Moore. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Illinois State. 17 on the shot clock for Evansville. And there's Brown at the point. Man-to-man for Illinois State. Coming down to 10 on the shot clock. Valentine with 5 on the shot clock. It's up in the air. And it belongs to Akun Purcell.
Good defensive sequence by Illinois State.
And we have a foul on Simmons, who got a little too close to Devon Akun-Purcell. That's Blake's first foul.
We hit a 2-minute stretch in this game where Evansville outscored Illinois State 13-11. Since that time, it has been lockdown defense on both ends.
27-20 in favor of Evansville with 5:16 left in the first half. And here is the MVC Newcomer of the Year. Of course, heading up the all-newcomer team in the Valley, Devon Akun-Purcell.
In the last 3 games, he's been so good, over 18 points a game, nearly 8 rebounds, shot 38% from 3.
But missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Evansville looking to extend a 7-point game. Zoya into the lane, and it's poked away, a foul. Coming up at halftime, our State Farm halftime report, a presentation of State Farm for auto, home, life, and banking. Get to a better state, and that will be hosted at the half by Scotty Boy. He does a good job. Scott Warman, he's our quarterback year in, year out here on the Valley. Berzoya with another one coming up. Ferris Lee with the foul put Berzoya on the line.
Wichita State held serve in the earlier game in the afternoon session. We get to see Northern Iowa in the early game of the evening session. Then Greg Lansing and Indiana State take on Porter Moser and Loyola. That's going to be a heck of a ball game.
We have a good one going here, an 8-point game in favor of Evansville. Lee can't drop it in from 3-point range, but the follow by Akun-Purcell counts.
And that's the last thing that Marty Simmons wants to see. Offensive glass work. Illinois State, one of the best in the country.
Valentine dropping it low, and a foul. Jalen Moore was going for the dunk and was fouled on the play.
Devon Akun-Purcell has such a good nose for the ball, and nobody blocks him off. Blake Simmons doesn't block him off, and Akun-Purcell makes him pay for it. The coach's son will hear from the coach at halftime. I am sure about that.
Free throw good by Jalen Moore. That's his 3rd point. The foul, by the way, was on Mikal McIntosh, who's going to the bench with 3. Valentine to the bench, bends it in. This one's in play for Jalen Moore. The senior averages 3.8 points a game, so he looks for number 4, and he puts it on the board. An 8-point lead for the Aces. Akun-Purcell, long cross-court pass. Hawkins is open at the wing. Reggie Lynch trying to get the loose ball. It's out of bounds, and it belongs to Illinois State with 4:10 until halftime.
Blake Simmons didn't just block off that time against Akun-Purcell. He was like an offensive lineman protecting his quarterback. He didn't even turn his backside. He just faced him and blocked him.
Akun-Purcell low for Lynch, and it's out of bounds. 31 on the shot clock as Illinois State will play it in. Ferris Lee for the Redbirds. The Redbirds won 19 games in the regular season, so did the Aces. And Simmons just standing tall. It goes out of bounds. Simmons has done a lot of nice things here in the first half. 30-22 Evansville as we take our under 4-minute break here. Arch Madness in St. Louis. We'll be back. Evansville, an 8-point lead over Illinois State. Egidius Miscavicius has 7 points, 3 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from the free throw line, and he has a couple of personal fouls. He went out after his 2nd foul. And from 3-point range, Illinois State is 2 for 11 now, while Evansville is 3 out of 6 with 3-point field goals by Blake Simmons, DJ Valentine, and Michelav Berzoya.
Well, right now, Egidius Miscavicius only played 8 minutes in the first half, and he won't play the remainder of the half. He was so productive but Evansville still able to maintain and even stretch their lead now to 8. But the big news for Evansville, right now only down 1 rebound. Now they're tied, 14-14 on the glass. They were out being rebounded by 14 on Saturday.
So Lynch couldn't convert for Illinois State. And here's Evansville. Jalen Moore, number 10. Blake Simmons, number 50.
So
Gibson is number 4.
So Ballantyne rolls his ankle. Miscavicius in foul trouble. And Evansville has the lead.
8 on the shot clock. Berzoya with Lee going for the steal. Lee picks up his second foul. I was talking about 3-point field goal action early in the game. Evansville went 3 out of 4, and Illinois State 2 for 3. Since 14:07 left in the half, Evansville's 0 for 2, and Illinois State is 0 for 8 from behind the arc. Here is Michelav Berzoya. He has scored 5 in the first half. 2 out of 4 from the free throw line.
John, what I really like about Evansville, they're not a me too offensively. They don't run all the dribble drive motion stuff where the ball stalls. That's one of the reasons why scoring is so down in college basketball, is that defenders against the dribble drive offense, the ball stalls and they have a chance to regroup, to reset themselves. Against the Marty Simmons offense, that old motion offense, which I love, by the way, it keeps the ball moving, it keeps the defenders moving. It's difficult to guard.
Michelav is 2 for 6. Berzoya missed both that time. Knight knifing through, and he's fouled trying to drive to the basket. That foul was committed by Dwayne Gibson. Gibson has 2. Two shots coming up here as Evansville just committed team foul number 9, but that was a foul in the act of shooting.
Deshaun Knight has been noticeably silent with only 2 points. There's his 3rd point of the half. He averages nearly 14 points a game. He hit the game winner with 2 seconds to go. What a huge lift that was for Illinois State, finally winning a close game.
Tony Wills in, with Hawkins going to the bench for Coach Dan Muller.
I'd go full court pressure here out of the make.
Knight with 4 points.
Good job of attack and pressure.
Simmons trying to feed low for Moore. That was popped in the air out of bounds. 20 on the shot clock for Evansville with 2:53 on the game clock in the first half.
That was a good example of what Marty Simmons' offense does. They broke pressure, and the ball didn't stop and reset. They kept running their offense. That's why Blake Simmons was so wide open. He came off a screen from the corner. Just watch Evansville, how they move without the basketball, how they screen.
There's Simmons with the catch. Couldn't get a shot away over McLeod. Berzoya shoots a 3. 8 for Michelav.
That is great offense right there, because Blake Simmons read his defender, moved without the ball, caught the ball into an attack area of the paint, and Berzoya was wide open at the top of the key.
A 9-point lead for Evansville. Wills to the corner for a McLeod 3 ball. Illinois State needed that.
Another example of really good ball movement.
Great catch by DJ Ballantyne, beating his teammate Jalen Brown. Berzoya at the point, watched by Akun Purcell. Inside 2 minutes to go. And we're in the first half. A foul.
Because Blake Simmons moves without there, look at him come from the corner, and the ball continues to move. He comes right there. Now he's in attack position, and look at Akun Purcell. He drops on the ball, which allows the shooter, Berzoya, to be wide open at the top of the key. That's just good player movement, good ball movement.
McLeod, another 3. That'll get you back in a ball game. 33-27 becomes 33-30 with the second 3 ball by Justin McLeod. Just like that. A miss from the baseline, and we have a shove on the rebound attempt. And the foul on Moore, his second.
Justin McLeod has been the story of the first half for Illinois State. He made hustle plays defensively first, and then he knocked down a 3-ball from the corner, and now from the top of the key. That kid has come off the bench and given his team life every single time.
Tony Wells to the free throw line. He's going to shoot 2. Wells, a starter, 16 games before coming off the bench February 14th against Wichita State. Another free throw coming his way with a minute and a half until halftime.
Justin McLeod only averages 3 points per game. He has been productive here in the first half. You know, one time I was talking to Rick Pitino about what does it take to make an NCAA run? And he said depth and conditioning. Now, I was a little bit disappointed by the answer, to be honest with you. But I said, what do you mean conditioning? He said, 8 through 13. Those are the guys going to win you games in March. Justin McLeod representing that right now.
Well, just like Louisville against Wichita State in the Final Four, Mark.
Yep.
That's exactly what Coach Pitino was talking about. And there's Ballantyne getting the crawl. A shot for 2.
Oftentimes, your 8th through 13th guys aren't as well conditioned because they don't practice as much. Pitino makes sure that they are even better conditioned so that they can produce in March.
And with a loose ball, a scramble on the floor. Moore ties it up. And the possession arrow will send the ball the other way to Evansville. With 53.9 to go. Of course, Rick Pitino wants everybody conditioned because he likes to run that full court pressure. And pressure the ball from the time the game starts until it ends in most cases. Didn't go over so well, though, in the NBA. A little longer season.
Yeah, it is a longer season, but boy, his teams are so well conditioned. I think Justin McLeod has really played at a high level. I mean, he is full motor, pedal to the metal right now. 15 and white.
Talk about a guy who gets the most out of his minutes off the bench. McLeod has scored 6 points on 2 3-point field goals.
Look how Evansville trying to spread the defense to get the dribble penetration routes.
And we have a foul with that pass caught by Jalen Moore.
If you don't play defense with your feet against this Evansville motion, you're going to get beat off a cut, and then you start grabbing guys.
First foul on Bobby Hunter. And here's Moore going to the line, shooting 2. He's 2 for 2 from the line so far in this one, and 4 points. Make it 5.
And I think Northern Iowa is the best position technician type of defense in the conference. They're a lot like Virginia. But who did they lose to early in the conference play? Evansville. Because they're so hard to guard in that motion offense. You've got to be in position, and you really got to move your feet. Otherwise, you're going to start grabbing for cutters, and that sends Evansville to the line.
Jalen Moore is 4 for 4 from the line. He has 6 in the first half. A 6-point lead for Evansville. And number 3, Deshaun Knight, coming across the line, playing for the last shot of the first half.
Remember, Knight made the big shot with 2 seconds to go to win in Evansville. He has the ball in his hands for a reason. And Marty Simmons is going to change up defenses right here. They're going man-to-man right now.
Knight picked up by Benson. Knight, he was off, and with the Evansville rebound, we're at the half. A 37-31 lead for the Evansville Purple Aces, who lost both regular season games to Illinois State. And now it's time to check in with head coach Marty Simmons of Evansville with Tom Ackerman for today's St. Charles Convention and Visitors Bureau. Plans for the second half.
All right, thanks very much, Coach. Another physical game between these two.
Yeah, I mean, they really get up after you. They're great on the offensive boards. We're doing some good things on both ends. We just got to be consistent with it.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
8 minutes for Egidius Miscavicius in the first half. He scored 7. And our thanks to Marty Simmons. Our chat with the coaches brought to you by the St. Charles, Missouri Convention and Visitors Bureau. We're making plans to attend the 2015 Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball Championship, March 12th through the 15th. Go to www.historicstcharles.com or call 800-366-2427. A sore ankle for DJ Ballantyne. Miscavige went out early, playing only 8 minutes, committing a couple of fouls. We had some first half excitement, a 6-point lead for Evansville. And Scott Warman is our State Farm halftime report when we return to St. Louis.
The 2015 Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Coventry Healthcare, an Aetna company, the official presenting sponsor for the MVC TV network. By Missouri, enjoy the show. Learn more at visitmo.com. And by Mercy, your life is our life's work. Find your Mercy physician at mercy.net. And we get kick-started with our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm for Auto, Home, Life, and Banking. Get to a better state. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com. We're at the break in Game 2 of quarterfinal Friday here of Arch Madness. As you see, the 5th seed Evansville Aces up by a half dozen over 4th seed Illinois State. Third meeting between these two teams. Remember, as we told you, Illinois State won both the two regular season games. In fact, last Saturday was Illinois State coming out on top in Southwest Indiana at home for the Aces in overtime. And as John Rooney pointed out, interesting, Egidius Miscavige only 8 minutes in that first half because of foul trouble. He has 2 fouls, does have 7 points just like DJ Ballantyne. But the Purple Aces with the lead at 37-31 right now. With a break, of course, winner of this one will take on Wichita State. The Shockers, of course, winning Game 1. They had a battle on their hands for a while against Southern Illinois. They would not go down. But, of course, it was the Shockers, the 8th-ranked team of the country and number 1 seed in the Valley Tournament, moving on to semifinal Saturday. Again, they'll take the winner on in this one. For Illinois State, they're getting some support from their bench right now. Deontay Hawkins as well as Justin McLeod with a couple of big threes late because three-point shooting hasn't been very good for Illinois State in the first half of play. And they've had a couple of guys also in foul trouble. And, of course, they also have Illinois State, that is, the newcomer of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference. And that is Devon Akun-Purcell, the junior from Orlando, Florida. There you see, led all first-year MVC players, 13 points per game, led the team in rebounding, second in scoring, and third in steals, finishing the opening 20 minutes with just 2 points for Dan Muller's squad. But Devon Akun-Purcell having a fantastic opening season to his career in Bloomington Normal. More of our State Farm halftime report from the Scott Trade Center when we come back right after this. Halftime report continues from the Scott Trade Center. It's brought to you by State Farm. For Auto, Home, Life, and Banking, get to a better state. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com. 5th seed Evansville with the 6-point lead over 4th seed Illinois State in Game 2 of quarterfinal Friday of the silver anniversary of Arch Madness here in downtown St. Louis. Let's get to tonight's Coventry Healthcare first half recap. Both teams hitting 4 threes in the opening 20 minutes of play, but the shooting percentage from beyond the arc much better for the Evansville Purple Aces. In fact, Wisław Brzoja, a terrific opening half of play. There's Ballantyne hitting one of the 4 that was made for the Purple Aces, but Brzoja, he hits a couple and really did the job on both sides. Of course, Brzoja in his first year for Marty Simmons, the Illinois transfer. Meanwhile, it's the Hawkins and McLeod show for the Illinois State Redbirds, as there you see McLeod getting one of his 2 threes that he made for Illinois State in the opening half. As you see that one there, those were late in the first half to kind of keep the Redbirds in the game. And right now they trail it by 6. And that is our first half recap made possible by Coventry Healthcare and Aetna Company. Visit CoventryHealthcare.com for more information. Health, wellness, Coventry Healthcare. When we come back, we'll give you the halftime stats. Right now, the big stat, Evansville up by 6 at the break. Welcome back to the Scott Trade Center. It's Game 2 of quarterfinal Friday of Arch Madness 2015. There you see Evansville up on Illinois State as we continue with our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm. For Auto, Home, Life, and Banking, get to a better state. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com. All right, let's take a look at the numbers through the first 20 minutes. In this one, it's brought to you by Metro Transit in St. Louis. They want to remind you to save money and ride Metro. How about Evansville? Here in the neutral court, not only shooting 59% from the field, but 50% from beyond the arc. We told you in our last segment, it was 4 mades, 4 threes for ISU out of 14. All right, we got the second half coming up. John Rooney, Mark Adams will bring it to you next. The 2015 Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Coventry Healthcare, an Aetna company, the official presenting sponsor for the MVC TV network. By Purina Dog Chow. For every dog, there's a dog chow. By State Farm. For auto, home, life, and baking, get to a better state. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com. And by Casey's General Store. Casey's, famous for pizza.
The quarterfinals move on here in the Missouri Valley Conference at Arch Madness in St. Louis. And our halftime report is a presentation of State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com. And you see Evansville is leading Illinois State 37-31 here at the half. And it's time to check in with head coach Dan Muller of Illinois State for today's St. Charles Convention and Visitors Bureau plans for the second half. Here's Tom Ackerman.
Coach, what do you need to do to win this game here in the second half?
Well, we couldn't guard them. They shot 60% from the field. We fouled too much. They were having long possessions, and we're making mistakes late. So we have to outlast. There are multiple screens, play with a lot more toughness.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks.
And our chat with the coaches is brought to you by the St. Charles, Missouri Convention and Visitors Bureau. We're making plans to attend the 2015 Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball Championship, March 12th to the 15th. Go to www.historicstcharles.com or call 800-366-2427. With Mark Adams, I'm John Rooney. Great to have you with us as Arch Madness is here in St. Louis to open up the conference tournament season around the country. But in this one today, the rebounding was superb for Evansville, and Evansville's bench outscored Illinois State's bench. Yeah. Illinois State has had 23 out of 30 games where their bench has had the advantage with one tie.
Yeah, usually when you're even on the boards at 16-16, you wouldn't describe it as superb, but when you get out-rebounded by 14 in your last time on Saturday, that is a huge, huge advantage right now for Evansville, just hanging even on the boards with one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country in Illinois State.
And the multiple screens, the motion offense. You talked about that several times in the first half. Dan Muller just addressed it there as his players have to do a better job getting through them.
Yeah, they've got to stay in a stance. One thing when you play Evansville, you've got to have defensive patience because they're going to move the ball from side to side. You've got to stay in a stance. You've got to work to get through those screens, and then you've got to be really, really active and limit to one shot, which they've done a good job of, but it's been the shot selection by Evansville that's been impressive.
One thing that was impressive for Illinois State, and off their bench, the energy supplied by Justin McLeod.
He was stellar. He came in, but he started defensively, John. That's what I liked about him. He got a steal, got his teammate a wide open dunk, and the next thing you know, he started knocking down threes. Justin McLeod was a huge story in the first half for Illinois State. Well done off the bench.
Coventry Healthcare and Aetna Company proudly presents the second half of this Missouri Valley Conference tournament game in St. Louis. Illinois State trailing with the ball opening up the second half. And as the ball's mishandled by Deontay Hawkins, a foul on Paris Lee. And right out of the gate, that's his third foul.
Boy, and he is one of the top steal guys in the country. You talk about Reggie Lynch's ability to block shots, along with Paris Lee's ability to steal the ball. They're the only team in the country with two guys ranked in top 10 and top 20 in steals and block shots on the same team.
And a foul against Evansville. Illinois State will get the ball back. And that foul was on Adam Wing, his second foul. So a couple of fouls to open up second half play here. And as the ball rolls to the front court, Paris Lee picks it up.
So if I'm Illinois State, I'm going to get the ball down to Reggie Lynch. Why? Because Agidius Miscavicius has two fouls. I want to attack him, get his third, and make him sit even longer.
Miscavicius went out with 10 minutes to go in the first half after committing his second foul and did not return. Here he is opening the second half. Here's Akun Purcell. Count it. That's a three ball.
Devon Akun Purcell becoming rapidly one of the most dangerous offensive weapons in the Valley. He's averaged over 18 points per game over the last several weeks. He has been dangerous.
And overall, he's averaged 13 a game, given 5 so far in this one. Valentine moving well, opening the second half, and he got the kind roll and the good touch. DJ Valentine He has 9.
How cool is that when you can take your 6-foot guard, they list him at 6'2", I don't think so. Your 6-foot guard and post him up down low and make a solid play off the block.
And the ball is going the other way. Evansville's ball with a lead of 39-34.
Look at Kuhn Purcell. As everybody comes to the ball, he's wide open on the backside. That's easy for number 44.
Here's Simmons passing low, and Valentine will dribble it out.
How often do you see a 6-foot guy get double teamed on the low block? You just saw it.
Deontay Hawkins picks up the ball for Illinois State. Lee inside to Lynch. Good move toward the baseline, but he didn't have enough on the shot. Moskowicz ahead to Ballantyne. Wing with the ball fake. And he was fouled as he made his initial move toward the lane. Second personal foul on Hawkins, and the third team foul. Jones in. John Jones, number 10 in the white jersey for Illinois State, with Lynch going to the bench. Simmons is the trigger man from the baseline. Way out it goes to Jalen Brown, the sophomore from Fishers, Indiana.
It's so hard to score in your out-of-bounds plays in March when you play teams so many times. You've got to switch up your out-of-bounds plays, otherwise you got no shot.
Here's Wing cutting along the baseline, but off the iron. And Kuhn Purcell accelerating to the front court. He was met with some resistance, and he'll be on the free throw line. And Jalen Brown with his first personal foul. The MVC fan hangout is the perfect gathering place before or after games during Arch Madness. It is located at Ballpark Village in downtown St. Louis, just across the street from Busch Stadium. For additional information, visit archmadness.com/fans.
That is a great place down there. Being Irish Catholic, I just like to live there. It's pretty good.
You have my permission. And Kuhn Purcell makes both. He has 7 points, but what a venue that is.
It really is. A lot of fun. Fans having a great time down there this weekend. I know a bunch of Wichita State fans are partying down there right now.
Well, after their win over SIU today, here's Simmons, and that's off the back iron. It's a 3-point ball game in favor of Evansville. Illinois State can pull within a point or tie it up here. In heavy traffic, Hawkins lost the ball out of bounds. 25 on the shot clock. And there is Wing saying that ball was off Illinois State. He's not going to win the argument.
Yeah, and it's not reviewable.
No.
Not till late, much later.
Knight taking the ball to the hoop, and he had the right English on that shot. Deshaun Knight has 6, and it's a 1-point game, Evansville.
That was a strong 2-foot jump stop to the right hand for Deshaun Knight.
B.J. Ballantyne has 9 points.
Well, Ballantyne was wide open. What a big-time screen, and they don't get it to him. Ballantyne wants it. They're going to get it to him. There's the double.
Wings open, low for Moskowicz, who couldn't get the bank shot down. They had the right idea.
Yeah, good ball movement right there out of the double team on Ballantyne.
Knight inside for John Jones. And a foul. And Illinois State going strong to the basket, getting back into this game.
Watch Deshaun Knight right there. Look at that 2-foot jump stop right there. So balanced and strong with the basketball, coming back with the right hand. That 2-foot jump stop is so valuable because it takes away the opportunity for the backside defender to take the charge on you. Man, was he balanced. That's strong.
Let's see what happens now for Illinois State as Justin McLeod, the junior transfer in from Bismarck State College, is in the game. He wears number 15 for Illinois State and scored 6 points on 2 3-balls in the first half. There's McLeod. Knight And he was fouled as he was driving along the baseline. 16:11 to go, second half. And Jaylen Brown picks up another fast foul. That's 2 quick ones, giving him 3. And he'll leave in favor of Dwayne Gibson.
Watch Akun Purcell, her number 44.
Simmons is trying to stay with him, but Purcell scores anyway. How did he do that? And he was fouled, got the shot down. He'll have a chance to score another one from the free throw line. And that's Illinois State's first lead since they had a 2-0 lead on the first basket of the game.
This out-of-bounds play is designed to get him the ball at the elbow and allow him to make a play. You know, as a coach, there's certain guys that you say, you got to take good shots. You got to be balanced. You got to make sure that it's within your range. With Devon Akun Purcell, you just tell him to go score.
It's all within his range. 10 points for Devon Akun Purcell. 41-39, Illinois State. Here's Gibson with the ball. Evansville had a 9-point lead with 9:12 to go in the first half. That's long gone.
Halfway down, doesn't go down.
Nope, and here comes Illinois State.
I know who I'd give it to again.
Knight lost it out of bounds. And the ball will belong to Evansville when we come back, Mark.
This kid, if he wasn't injured, he'd be a first-team All-Valley player. Devon Akun Purcell, Akuna Matata, baby.
The Illinois State Redbirds are on a 10-2 run to open the second half, and Akun Purcell has 8 of those. 39 for Evansville, 41 for Illinois State, as the Redbirds have crept ahead. And today's Missouri Valley Conference Arch Madness brackets are presented by Casey's General Store. Casey's, famous for pizza. Wichita State is in the win column today, beating Southern Illinois. Wichita State will play the winner of this one tomorrow. And then coming up tonight, we have UNI Bradley and then Indiana State and Loyola. But those winners playing tomorrow as well. We go from the quarterfinals to the semifinals, and then the finals are on CBS on Sunday.
Indiana State, the Sycamores with the Twin Lumberjacks. Jake Kitchell and Justin Gant going up against Batman and Robin, Christian Thomas and Milton Doyle, who will be ready to play.
Oh, you joker. It's Evansville's ball, and we have a foul before the pass even comes in.
How about Greg Lansing leading the Sycamores, number 3 seed, after opening the season 4-8? Got his team in position, done a great job with the Sycamores.
Here's Simmons. He turned around, couldn't believe he had all that wide open space in the front court. Gibson now out at the point. The Illinois State foul, by the way, was on Devon Akun Purcell. That's his first. Evansville trailing by 2.
Justin McLeod in the game to do one thing, defend DJ Ballantyne. There they are, 15 versus 31.
Gibson travels. Oh, he was a little too quick. Turnover, Evansville.
Now, Marty Simmons wants to find a way to get DJ Ballantyne more involved. Remember, he rolled his ankle in the first half. He's been a little bit gimpy on that ankle. I think it's affected him offensively somewhat.
After the 7th Evansville turnover, here's Illinois State. And a 3 for number 3, Deshaun Knight. Give him 9 today.
From Akun Purcell. Man, is he playing at a high level.
The newcomer of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference. He's not new anymore.
No. Everybody knows who he is, and the nation's going to learn here over the next year.
Joya, 3-ball. Oh, that was a nice touch.
He's that X-factor guy. He's the third guy that can load it up and score it. Got Miscavicius inside. You got DJ Ballantyne coming off screens. But Joya can really score.
Here's a 3-point attempt, too strong this time, and there's Egidius Miscavicius, number 55, with the rebound. He gets about 10 of those a game. But he is not going to reach that unless he really gets busy, having played only 10 minutes of the first half.
Now, they've got to get him involved in the offense as well. He's a great option inside.
Here's Blake Simmons.
Well, Miscavige was wide open. He set the screen and rolled, and Blake Simmons didn't see him. That was a dunk for Evansville.
Here's Akun Purcell, hooked away by Berzoya, and a blocking foul is called as Purcell, even when falling, tries to make something happen, and something good does.
Watch this shot as Blake Simmons comes open, and the denial of DJ Ballantyne. We didn't get to see it, but Miscavige was wide open right there. Good defense on DJ Ballantyne. They're trying to take away option A.
And then back on the other end, Blake Simmons committed his third foul, putting Devon Akun Purcell on the line. He's 3 out of 4 today, 3 out of 5. One more free throw here for Akun Purcell. In play at 13:46 to go in the second half. Simmons will lead the game as Marty Simmons takes his son Blake Simmons out of the contest. 11 for Akun Purcell, who averages 13 a game. And Akun Purcell will get a breather.
Not for long.
Deontay Hawkins in along with Jones and McIntosh, McLeod, and Paris Lee as they play defense. Berzoya on the wing, and Ballantyne out high, hounded by McLeod. Gibson. Berzoya with the ball fake, created some space there. Gibson's open in the lane, but couldn't cash in. He got his own rebound, looking for help now.
Well, here's where typically DJ Ballantyne just makes a play.
Coming down to 13 minutes left in the second half. Ballantyne being trailed by McLeod, and Lee got a hand on the ball. Good pass for Gibson, who couldn't score again. Gibson has missed a couple of close-in opportunities, and the ball belongs to Evansville. So Evansville was able to keep the hands and feet active and hang on to the possession.
Yeah, Dwayne Gibson really struggling to make shots.
And it's going the other way. A foul before the ball is inbounded. And that's on Egidius Miscavičius, number 3 on the 6'10 junior from Lithuania.
So Reggie Lynch comes into the game. And you know what Dan Muller's thinking right now. With Egidius Miscavičius with 3 fouls, and Miscavičius will now go to the bench.
Jalen Moore comes in, and Mark, when Miscavičius went to the bench with his second foul at the 10-minute mark in the first half, Evansville was up by 7 and ended up with a 6-point lead at halftime. So Jalen Moore and the others who came in to fill that void did a very good job.
But now Reggie Lynch has such a huge size advantage over Moore. Just pounded inside. There it is.
And a foul call with McIntosh taking it strong to the basket.
Dan Muller has gone to his big lineup, Kyle McIntosh at 6'7", of course Reggie Lynch at 6'10".
Adam Wing with his third foul puts Mikal McIntosh on the line.
And with Hawkins at 6'8", you can look for Illinois State just to pound that thing in the paint right now. Berzoya at 6'6", the tallest guy for Evansville in the game right now.
Oh, how about 2 bounces on the iron and then through. The first point for McIntosh, who goes 1 for 2 from the line. A 4-point Illinois State lead. What a big set there by Moore. And they score as Adam Wing gets his first field goal in the second half, his second in the game.
How valuable is setting a big screen in their offense?
That was a wall. That just wasn't a screen.
That was a wall. There's a pretty good screen by Lynch as well, and they miss him.
Hawkins with the ball fake, weaving, missing. As Jalen Moore had the ball taken away, Hawkins couldn't score there, and a foul. We're going the other way.
Watch the screen here as Jalen Moore, look at that screen right there. That is just nasty. Which allows a direct pass into the post. It's so easy to feed the post when you're that wide open coming off that big screen.
That was Hawkins' third foul. 3 fouls on Hawkins, Paris Lee, Mikhail McIntosh for Illinois State.
We've seen great examples today, John, of guys coming off the bench and just filling their role more with that big-time screen. Seen Justin McLeod defensively and offensively making plays.
Here's Gibson. And foul as Berzoya got the ball. He was met by Mikhail McIntosh. That's 4 on him. 4 fouls on McIntosh. That takes us to break with 11:34 left in the second half. We have a 2-point game in favor of Illinois State. In the second half, 11:34 left to play here. Arch Madness in St. Louis. Illinois State is clinging to a 2-point lead. We go from the hoops to the diamond. The 2015 St. Louis Cardinals season is just around the corner there at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals have their home opener on April 13th. 10 and 5-game packs, all-inclusive tickets, and individual game tickets are on sale now. So get yours at cardinals.com. I haven't checked my MLB at Bat app to see what the Cardinals are doing today because we've been a little busy here with Evansville and Illinois State, and this has been great entertainment in the quarterfinals. And see a lot of those Cardinal caps around. I see a lot of them when we go to Cincinnati.
Yeah, thanks, John. I'll be wearing my Reds cap when I come to St. Louis in July.
I know you will. There's Ballantyne, and Mark, he seems to be moving well on the sore ankle, but Berzoya misses the 3-ball. Deshaun Knight for Illinois State. Illinois State up by 2 here.
Well, Berzoya missed right there. He only had 9 points in the previous 2 meetings. He has 11 so far in this game. He's played well.
Here's Lynch with a strong move to the basket. Reggie Lynch has 7.
Boy, DJ Ballantyne has been the focal point of this Redbird defense. He was only 1 for 8 in the previous 2 games against Illinois State, both losses. He's 1 for 5 right now from 3.
Miscavicius with the ball high, and Gibson taking the handoff. Michela Berzoya out of control, but he found Gibson. Wing thought about it. He's going to take it. And time was running down on the shot clock. He had to get rid of the ball. Illinois State, there's Akun Purcell. Count it. Oh, he's smooth. Vivon Akun Purcell with 13. Timeout. Marty Simmons and Evansville. Let's take a break here with 10:18 left in the game. Illinois State is putting on quite a push here in the second half. We're in the second half, 10:18 to go, and a 6-point Illinois State lead. Mark Adams.
And why? Because Devon Akun Purcell defensively moves his feet and forces Wing to take an off-balance shot. And watch what he does. He sprints the right-hand wing, gets up ahead of the defense. Then look at that control right there. That's Gervin-like right there. Devon Akun Purcell. Remember that name. That's a kid that's going to have a huge season next year. And if he can get into postseason play, he's going to make somebody pay. That kid can play.
Evansville with the ball after the timeout. Wing playing with 3 fouls. Gibson, he has 2. And there was nice anticipation by Paris Lee. Deshaun Knight in the front court. 10 minutes to go in the game.
When Marty Simmons told his team during that timeout to do what we do best. And what do? Turn it over.
And there was the lob for Lynch. Too tall off the backboard. Off the glass to Ballantyne. Streaking, shooting, and missing too high off the glass. Deontay Hawkins with the rebound for Illinois State.
Well, the Illinois State defense has been very good here in the second half. It was bad in the first half.
Hawkins couldn't get the follow. And just going for the ball, there was some contact. No whistle.
Remember, that can be reviewed on the next dead ball.
And here comes Paris Lee. He couldn't score the reverse because he was fouled. Fouled by Gibson, number 3 on him.
Nice sportsmanship there as Michela Berzoya went to Reggie Lynch to make sure he was okay. Pat him on the back. Lynch said okay, and Lynch didn't overreact either.
And the players are being sent to the benches as the officials talk about it. And you're right, Mark. Indeed, at the dead ball, they're going to take a look.
So is that a basketball play? To me, the answer is yes.
Yes.
All he did was he had the ball in his hands and just came up with it, and Reggie Lynch ran into it. That's, of course, I've been wrong on those before, let me tell you what.
And here it is again, a different angle.
I mean, the guy has a right to stand upward. I didn't see him throw. He didn't throw the elbow. It was all his upper body, it looked like. Let's look at it again.
And Dan Muller, he wanted a call immediately.
That was a quick look. I think we're going to play on.
We are. We're going to get the word coming up here from Mike Stewart. Yeah, they just said basketball play and let's move on. Mark Adams, you are correct, sir, as you talk to Mike Stewart. So Lee will go to the line. Dwayne Gibson with his third foul, putting Lee on the line, where he's 0 for 2 today and 0 for 3.
Well, Paris Lee, one of the members of the all-defensive team in the Valley, he's number 8 in the country, averaging over 2.5 steals per game. He holds a single-season record for Illinois State with 75 steals. This kid's so good defensively, so dangerous. If you don't protect the ball, he'll take it from you.
That's his first point of the day, coming at 9:18 left in the second half.
Okay, Justin McLeod has been the unsung hero in this game as he's matched up with DJ Ballantyne. He has done an excellent job defensively against Ballantyne when he's come off the bench. He's just in full denial mode. Here comes Ballantyne. That ankle's bothering him.
Oh, there's Wing. Ballantyne with that little fake left wing. And Wing has 6, hitting the close-in shot.
Ballantyne not nearly as explosive coming off screens with that right ankle. He favors it when he really has to explode. I just saw it on the last play.
Devon Akun-Purcell giving it up. And that's 3 for Deontay Hawkins. Hawkins has 3 3-pointers in his 11 points today. 54-46 Illinois State.
Good luck guarding Devon Akun-Purcell.
Strong pick set by Muscovicius. Adam Wing looking for Ballantyne. DJ is guarded by McLeod. Ballantyne, what a move to the basket. That's his second field goal in this half.
He is smart with the ball, and he's having to earn every basket from this stingy Illinois State defense, especially in the second half. He's got to get going. For Evansville to win, DJ Ballantyne's got to get going.
A travel call. And that gives the ball back to Evansville. Evansville will have the basketball when we come back. DJ Ballantyne has had to work and work and work, playing on the sore ankle. Didn't look very sore right there as he was able to go all the way to the ring. 54-48 Illinois State. And Illinois State was down at one point in the first half by 9 points, leading here in the second half at Arch Madness. Today's date in MVC history is brought to you by the 2015 MVC Women's Basketball Tournament at Family Arena in St. Charles, Missouri. March the 6th, 2014. Egidius Miscavicius established a St. Louis-based tournament record with 8 blocked shots and added 19 points and 10 rebounds. Evansville defeated Drake 69-61 in the opening round of Arch Madness at Scott Trade Center. Make plans to attend the league's women's basketball tournament in St. Charles, March 12th through the 15th. For more info, visit mvcstcharles.com. There's Egidius Miscavicius, second in the MVC with 65 block shots. The leader in the conference this year is wearing the white jersey today, wearing number 22. Reggie Lynch. Lynch came into this game with 76 blocks.
You know, Illinois State continues to overcome some of their earlier season mistakes. They couldn't close out close games. This is a team that has lost 11 straight when losing at halftime. Right now they're ahead in the second half.
Wing gets fouled. Valley fans, do you want to be heard? Now's your chance to get engaged and tell us how we're doing. Enter to win the 2016 Arch Madness tickets, MVC merchandise, and other cool prizes by logging on to archmadness.com and then clicking on the fan survey link. Start being heard now. Wing has 7 points. He'll shoot for number 8 here after the Reggie Lynch foul. That's the second on Lynch.
Wing had 15 points and 7 rebounds in the last game in the loss in overtime versus Illinois State.
Lynch, the rebound of the miss, 7 points for Wing today. Wing's a tough guy, though. I like to watch him play. He does so many things so well. He doesn't give any, even when he has a height mismatch. Right here, McIntosh, the taller of the two.
Good defense.
Good defense by Miscavige, stepping in front of Reggie Lynch.
It's a big possession right here.
Valentine and on McIntosh, the fadeaway, count it! There you go, 13 for Valentine. Now let's see what the Redbirds have in mind for an answer here with Lee.
Valentine has that look in his eye that he's going to start going off. And Agidius Miscavige just took something to the face. I don't know if it was a hand or an elbow from Reggie Lynch.
Lynch couldn't score, and we have a foul call. This is on number 11, McIntosh. That's his 5th foul.
This may also be reviewed. Watch Miscavige as Valentine knocks down the shot. And there's the elbow right there. And that's going to be reviewed. That one's not quite as clear-cut as the last one, maybe.
And right now we have Mark Whitehead and Mike Stewart over at the official scores table looking at the review. Here's another look at it.
Boy, he really clears him out right there. I don't think I'd call that a basketball play.
That's still being reviewed by Mike Stewart.
And that's what they're looking at. Is it a basketball play? Or was it basically an elbow that was thrown? Now, I don't think Reggie Lynch meant any harm by it, by the way. It's kind of more of an inadvertent thing, but that arm definitely came back and extended right into Miscavige's face. To me, that kind of meets the level, at least close to the level, could be borderline, but it's close to the level, that flagrant 1 foul, which would mean free throws plus possession. It's very close. It's right on the borderline.
The 5th personal foul on Mikal McIntosh ends his day. And Valentine will go to the free throw line for Evansville. So we play on, Mark.
Yep. That was really close. It was hard for me to make the determination. If you can't make sure, then the officials made the right call there. And again, Reggie Lynch wasn't trying to take anybody out there. It wasn't malicious or anything.
1-1 here. Valentine, a 73% shooter from the line. He gets the bonus. Well, he made a big shot a moment ago, didn't he?
Really did. And remember, Illinois State has just learned recently how to close out close games with a win over Evansville in overtime on Saturday. And here we go again, down the stretch.
A 1-point game. Illinois State with the lead on the ball. With Paris Lee, Deontay Hawkins, John Jones. Here's Lee. In along the lane and way out to midcourt. Nice save there by Knight.
That was a high-quality double team down the low block.
Hawkins working on wing. Here's Jones. Oh, that's a pretty right-hand shot by John Jones.
John Jones got himself down on the block, and he established position low to the basket, and he wasn't going to give it up. He really stayed low there, John, in order to call for the basketball.
And he willed that ball into the basket. There's Lee with the rebound to the Evansville miss. 5:50 to go in regulation with a 3-point Illinois State lead.
With John Jones really being physical with Miscavicius.
Jones setting the pick. Stutter step move. Lee scores. 3 for Ferris Lee.
Taken right to Miscavicius. One of the most feared shot blockers in the Valley. He and Reggie Lynch.
Oh, what a move by Gibson, and he's fouled.
Watch John Jones. Watch how low he gets. When he gets the ball in the paint, there's Ferris Lee who's coming along with the layup.
Second foul on John Jones. Gibson goes to the free throw line. Looking for his first point today, a 71% foul shooter. He is up his free throw percentage just under 10% from his freshman season. This one's in play with 5:21 to go. Now a 4-point lead for the Illinois State Redbirds of Dan Muller. We have a violation, lane violation. You don't see that very often, Mark.
And in March, it drives you crazy.
Another chance for Gibson to drop one in.
Marty Simmons rejoices, and Dan Muller just drops his head and shakes it. That's inexcusable in March. That just shouldn't happen. And that's 1 point in a really close game that was just given to Evansville.
Making it a 3-point affair, a 1-possession game. Oh, Kuhn Purcell, he's at it again. He didn't have a shot, so out front it comes to Lee. Tayshaun Knight working on Gibson. 5 minutes to go in the game.
Great defense by Gibson.
And a foul. Gibson got too close to him. The 4th foul on Dwayne Gibson. Are you looking for something new to do during your next trip to St. Louis? The beautiful Grand Hall at St. Louis Union Station comes to life with a spectacular indoor light show every night. Enjoy cocktails and small plates along with the 3D panoramic show from 5 to 10 p.m. at Union Station. Visit grandhall-stl.com for details. Tayshaun Knight is 2 for 3 from the line. He has scored 9. Brown in. Gibson out. A change in the lineup for Marty Simmons, Evansville Purple Aces.
Tayshaun Knight, the brother of Josh Selby, played at Kansas. Second-round pick with Memphis.
10 for Tayshaun.
Pretty good family tree right there.
Tayshaun had 9 points, 2 assists, couple of steals in the win Saturday in overtime over Evansville. Miscavicius out high. There's Berzoya.
Miscavicius hasn't seen the ball for a while.
Valentine and Kuhn Purcell got a hand on the ball to alter the shot. Valentine back at it, and a foul on Kuhn Purcell. For him, number 2. One and one here for DJ Valentine. That's the 9th team foul on Illinois State, Mark.
You could feel the desperation, especially on the Evansville side. This is a team that's lost 2 times to Illinois State. They lost the overtime game at home to round out the regular season. And Marty Simmons is just imploring his team to step up and make plays. And both these teams have won 19 games. That 20 win total is a pretty much of a magic number for some type of postseason play. There's a lot riding on this besides just moving on to tomorrow's semifinals.
So the 1 and 1 produces 2 free throws for Valentine, 17 points. And we're a 1-possession game here, 59-57 Illinois State. Kuhn Purcell in heavy traffic. He just threw it over the rainbow. Lynch couldn't follow. Out of bounds and a foul call. And that's on Akun Purcell.
Miscavige just made that play. He came over to double on Akun Purcell and changed the shot, and then kept his feet moving to go get the rebound. Watch it, Gideus Miscavige, is how he changes Devon Akun Purcell. See how he moves his feet right there? How he stays in the stance, goes vertical, and then comes back and makes the play for the rebound with two hands right there. Well, he was really active on that defensive possession.
2 shots the rest of the way now for Evansville. Here's Miscavige. That's his first point in the second half. 8 points for Gideus Miscavige, the junior from Lithuania.
Boy, it's nice when you got a guy of his size that shoots 83% from the free throw line. Nice touch.
He got both. He's 3 out of 4 from the line and has 9 points. We're tied.
Hey, we went overtime last night. Why not do it again, Parks?
Why not? 4:06. I'm sure the two teams would like to have it decided after 40 there.
That Bradley Drake game was a good game.
Lee backing away. Inside 4 minutes to go in the second half. Here's Knight. He found an opening that was closed off by Miscavige and Ballantyne. And the foul is on Ballantyne, his first. Let's take a break. 3:48 to play. Second half, tied at 59. This is Arch Madness. Well, it's getting late in this one. Second half, 3:48 to go, tied at 59. And let's check out our game reset, a presentation of the Missouri Division of Tourism. Start planning your next getaway at visitmo.com. That's visitmo.com. Evansville and Illinois State both over the 10 fouls, so 2 shots the rest of the way for both teams. 3 timeouts for Evansville, 4 for Illinois State. And the possession arrow favors Evansville. They had 7 ties, a couple of lead changes. The biggest lead for Illinois State was 8 at 8:36 of the second half. Evansville enjoyed a 9-point lead in the first half with 9:12 to go. And this is kind of what we expected from this game today, Mark.
We did expect a close one, and of course Illinois State learning how to close out these close games. They are 15-3 when leading under 5 minutes to play, and Evansville 1-6 when trailing under 5 minutes to play.
11 for Deshaun Knight. He stands 4 out of 5 from the line. One more here for Knight, the senior from Baltimore, Maryland.
You hit that big shot to win the overtime game in Evansville. Right there, comes up with 2 big free throws. Clutch by Deshaun Knight.
Jalen Brown. There's Ballantyne pass to Miscavige's pick. The ball fake. Brazoria low for the dunk by Miscavige. Brazoria with the assist.
The backside rotation for Illinois State was slow as penetration comes. Akun Purcell doesn't drop to the level of the ball. And because he doesn't drop, Gideus Miscavige is wide open for the dunk.
Miscavige for the 3-point play, looking for his 12th point of the day, and it rattled home. 4 fouls on Devon Akun Purcell now for Illinois State as we come down the stretch. Evansville back in front as the Aces erased an 8-point Illinois State lead.
They're trying to get down low. That's a good look for Reggie Lynch. He's isolated. Nicely done. That is smart basketball by Illinois State. That's why they're starting to learn how to close out games late.
Lynch with that basket has 9 points. Wing guarded by Akun Purcell. And Devon is playing with 4 personal fouls. There's Ballantyne. And he was picked clean by Deshaun Knight.
Man, was that great defense by Deshaun Knight. He just devoured that basketball when it was presented.
Illinois State by 1 with the ball. Reggie Lynch put them ahead with that great move the last time down the floor.
Well, I'd go back to the big guy. This is where you got to be really, really smart. Play inside out.
Long cross-court pass. The shot for three goes down as Deontay Hawkins hits his 4th three-point field goal. .14 for Deontay Hawkins. Well, Reggie Lynch is the man who put Illinois State back in front.
Two really good job of executing the offense in late game situations. First, Reggie Lynch right there with that long step to the basket. And then defensively, Deshaun Knight just denies the shot right there. Not only blocks the shot, but takes the ball away. And look at all the jerseys. Lean right, and who's open? Wide open on the left-hand side of your screen is Deontay Hawkins at 37% on the season, but he drains this one. Bam!
Hawkins is 4 for 6 behind the three-point line today, a total of 14 points. And that puts Illinois State up by 4 as we have only 2:15 left in regulation. Got the first horn, so we'll get back to action here shortly. Arch Madness continues the quarterfinal action tonight. UNI, of course, will take on Bradley. Indiana State and Loyola. Mark and I will have that game for you. Mitch Holdus and Rich Zavosik will bring you the UNI Bradley game, and then we have the semifinals tomorrow. Wichita State is already in the semis with a win over Southern Illinois.
I'd run Ballantyne off the screens and isolate him with Miscavicius.
Ballantyne swatted by Lynch. Miscavicius will get back to the free throw line with 2 minutes to go.
You know, Marty Simmons is so big about his team doing what they do best. What do they do best? Get the ball to DJ Ballantyne and allow Miscavicius to get double-doubles. You just saw an example of it right there.
Reggie Lynch puts Miscavicius on the line with Reggie's 3rd foul of the day. 2 shots here. Miscavicius has missed 1 free throw today. He's gone 5 for 6 from the line. 13 points, 5 boards for Miscavicius. After scoring 6.7 rebounds, an assist, a block, and a steal Saturday in the Evansville loss. Well, he's cool and calm up there, Mark.
Well, he really looks good shooting the basketball from the free throw line. 83%. The 7-footer really solid from the line.
A 2-point lead. Illinois State with the lead in the ball. Akun Purcell with 4 fouls. Berzoya going for the steal. But Akun Purcell saves it.
Well, Illinois State just so much more organized in their late game offensive sets than they were even at midseason.
Here's Knight dishing it low, and a foul. Hawkins gets the basket. .16 for Deontay Hawkins.
I am so impressed with the execution. Deshaun Knight with the unselfish pass to one tough dude from Dayton, Ohio, Deontay Hawkins.
Adam Wing with his 4th foul. Hawkins the basket and 1 here. Hawkins has 16 points.
Boy, has he been good. He's made a difference. How about the execution for Illinois State in late game situations? Watch out for Illinois State.
17 for Hawkins. But they had so many near misses during the regular season in the Missouri Valley Conference. I had a game with Illinois State against Southern Illinois where they had a lead, fighting back late, but just couldn't put that game away.
Well, Evansville isn't going to roll over here. That's for sure. They got too many dangerous weapons as Illinois State goes zone on this possession. And Marty Simmons doesn't like it because it confused his offense. And now he's going to call a timeout to make sure this offensive possession is run correctly against the defense.
And a 30-second timeout at that. 69-64, Illinois State, 1:10 to go. When the MVC TV network takes its cameras on the road, it considers these properties its home away from home. These hotels consistently support the MVC TV network. Please call or visit the websites of these properties for making plans to follow your favorite team away from home in the Missouri Valley Conference. How will Evansville attack Illinois State, and will Illinois State stay with the zone?
You know, Marty Simmons right now has to really come out with a play that's going to work against either, because Dan Muller's got to be considering switching up defenses coming out of the timeout. And they're going back to man-to-man.
Adam Wing to inbound. A 5-point game in favor of Illinois State. So they wipe up some moisture from the court over by the Evansville bench. Kelly Self, the official on the spot there. He's also helping out with the house cleaning. And here we go.
They're going to run Ballantyne off of multiple screens. He uses the defender, still moving without the ball. He wants it. Knight matched up with him.
Inside a minute to go. Wing. Brown. An air ball as time was running out on the shot clock. It's a shot clock violation. Big Evansville turnover.
Illinois State has been so good offensively with execution. That was perfect defensive execution. DJ Ballantyne gave it up, and he wasn't able to make a play when he got it back. Smothering defense by the Redbirds.
Now full court pressure by Evansville. 52 seconds left in the game. And the ball belongs to Evansville. The pass hit the line. There's a big break for Evansville to get back in this fast.
So here's a lesson for you. When you're taking the ball out of bounds and you've got to pass the ball across to the far side corner, you never throw a bounce pass, ever, for any reason. That's why. That line is right there, and it's within the line of the passing angle.
Lajoya trying to force it into Miscavige, who saved it. Whoa! And a dunk! My goodness, Jalen Brown, up oh so big and strong.
A loose ball that's not retrieved. Somehow Miscavige just comes up with it. Whoa.
Jalen Brown with a finish, and there's the emphasis.
Man.
Exclamation point.
That kid's 6 feet tall. Maybe. He just climbed the ladder.
And now a one-possession game as Evansville will be up for a big defensive stand. And Illinois State trying to advance the 69-66 lead with only 45 ticks on the clock here in the second half. And a chance to move on to play against Wichita State at 1:30 tomorrow in the semifinals.
I don't know who's in the NCAA dunk contest, but I'm nominating Jalen Brown. That was SportsCenter top 10 stuff.
Mark Whitehead will give the basketball to Paris Lee. Wing will contest the inbounds pass.
Comes the full court pressure from Evansville.
No bounce pass that time. Akun Purcell in the backcourt to Knight, and a travel. Wow. Knight expected some contact and didn't get it.
And these are the mistakes that have cost Illinois State in the past. They still have that 3-point lead.
38.8 to go. DJ Ballantyne with the inbounds pass, the long lob for Brazoya.
Boy, Miscavige was wide open underneath the basket. They didn't recognize it.
3-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Timeout, Evansville. Ballantyne has scored 17, 10 of those in the second half. He rolled an ankle in the first half and was a little gimpy going into the locker room, but seems to be moving much better in the second half and playing well off the multiple screens.
Marty Simmons in these situations typically likes to run DJ Ballantyne off of multiple screens and isolate him from three with Miscavige on the same side, usually on the right-hand side, unless Ballantyne reads the defender that's cheating and comes back left. We'll see how it works out.
Let's check out our players of the game, a presentation of Coventry Healthcare and Aetna Company. Visit CoventryHealthcare.com for more information. Health, wellness, Coventry Healthcare. Ballantyne at 17 and Devon Akun-Purcell, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block shot, and tons of talent and ability.
Watch this possession as the defense for Illinois State has been excellent over the last couple loose balls they weren't able to get back. But watch DJ Ballantyne, number 31 in orange. Watch the number of screens and watch how he uses the screens in order to break himself free. But you can't just settle for the 3 and force the 3. There's a lot of time left in this game. That's why I like Miscavicius as a great big target down low to attack the rim.
And with all the emphasis and the attention placed on Ballantyne, Miscavicius is bound to be open at some point. Ballantyne, number 31, the leading scorer in the Missouri Valley Conference 2 years running. Wing into Jalen Brown.
And Illinois State goes zone.
Ballantyne with the shot for 3, and it's off the back iron. A fight for it. Miscavicius, after Jalen Brown got his hands on it. Boy, how active has Jalen Brown been here in the late going?
Well, a couple loose balls that somehow Evansville has come up with have changed the complexion of this game.
And Devon Akun-Purcell has fouled out with 16.2 seconds to go. The Redbirds make their substitution. Deontay Hawkins will check back in as Akun-Purcell leaves with 13 points today. He had 2 points in the first half. 13 points, 4 for 9 from the field, 1 for 2 on 3-point shots, 4 out of 6 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds and 2 assists for Devon Akun-Purcell. And to the line, Jalen Brown.
He shot 53% from the free throw line last season. He's shooting 80% from the free throw line this season. What does that mean? Jalen Brown has put in a ton of time for this one moment.
This can make it a 1-point game.
Well, he pulled that one.
He did. And a foul by Wing. He had to foul to stop the clock at 12.7 to go. Illinois State up by 2. Wing's 5th foul. He fouls out with 12.7 to go.
In that overtime win on Saturday, Brozoya hit a 3 to tie that game up at 67-67 in overtime. And then Deshaun Knight hit the baseline jumper to win it. Will Brozoya be in the same position again? Because you know what they're doing. They're going to take away DJ Ballantyne. They are just blanketing him.
Ferris Lee will go to the line, Mark, and he's 1 out of 4 today from the free throw line. A 71% shooter. That's his only point today as he makes this one a big free throw for Lee. He missed his first 3 and he is at his last 2.
Now, this is the big one right here.
He has 5. He has a 3-point field goal to go along with the free throws that he just made. In fact, Lee now at 5 points, a 2-point field goal, I should say, with the 3 free throws and a lead of 71-67 with 12 seconds to go. And he looked very calm while stepping up to the line to hit those 2 foul shots.
And Dan Muller's objective right now is for Evansville to burn some clock as they bring it up and keep them on the perimeter. If you're Evansville, just drive the ball as hard as you can. Get your 2 and live to fight another day. You can score in 4 or 5 seconds. Denmower may go zone right here to take away dribble penetration routes. He's going to extend Paris Lee in order to just slow down DJ Ballantyne.
Bujoya will inbound into Ballantyne. Ballantyne driving and met with a double team. Simmons. Bujoya with 5.2 to go, off the mark. Moskowitz blocked by Lynch, and that's the game. Lynch blocked it again as time ran out. And Illinois State lives to play another day, winning 71-67.
Illinois State has now learned how to close out close games. Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the dark horse of the Missouri Valley Conference Arch Madness. Illinois State, they've got a chance to win this thing. Mark my words.
And they do, Mark, because they are learning how to play better under pressure late in the game, and they have so much talent.
With Devon Akun-Purcell, you've got an offensive weapon, and this team start making fundamental plays down the stretch. Illinois State now moves on to take on Wichita State. That is no gimme, trust me.
And stay with us later tonight. We have UNI against Bradley, followed by Indiana State and Loyola. And what an entertaining day we've had so far in the quarterfinals. Wichita State beating Southern Illinois, and then this game, 71-67, Illinois State over Evansville. Now for Tom Ackerman, Scott Warman, and for Mark Adams, I'm John Rooney for our entire Missouri Valley Conference TV crew. Thanks so much for joining us. Illinois State beats Evansville by 4.